At which floor she's living? Like, okay, that's not on the bottom. Let's start. Maybe there will be entrance.
Why don't I come over there and teach you a lesson?
Oh, there is a windows open on the top. Let's go there.
On me today.
Good. On the outside. Who need the stairs nowadays? Prudence diary. Several entries stand out. I hold Gilbert in the greatest esteem, but I simply cannot imagine marriage and all it entails. I've seen so little of the world. I've begun to see a doctor in an attempt to calm my nerves and concentrate my mind. To Dalton is kind and gentle, and the socialist's manner with which he listens is as beneficial as any medication. Oh, what a rapturous night! The timid Dr. Trevelton has surprising depths. We had a chance encounter in the park, whereupon he began to speak to me with such intensity and passion. I was quite swept up. Soon, his earnest kisses took my breath away. Could it be that I have found love at last? And what then of my engagement to Gilbert? My feelings for Trevor, it seems so silly to call him Dr. Alton now, are as strong as ever, but mixed with concern. He has become moody, even tormented. He complains of his experimental treatment and of his patients. I have told him that I plan to break things off with Gilbert. Trevor and I are to meet in the park this morning. His proposal is in the offing. If he does propose, oh, please let it be so. I shall go directly to Gilbert and break it off with him. A swift, sharp break is best for everyone. Okay. Maybe. Unsent letter to Dr. Alton. Dearest Trevor, I must tell you that this evening something unsettling occurred. After our tete-a-tete in the park, I set off for home, all the while thinking of you. But suddenly a young woman appeared and began to berate me in the street, never ceasing to shout insults and shameful allegations involving someone named Baxter. Isn't that passion you have had such trouble with? Oh, my dear, I managed to slip away, but it was so terribly upsetting. But now I see that it is too late to post this, and I will see you tomorrow in case, my love. Okay. Oh, outside. Let's talk. Prudence.
I saw her kissing my man in the park, didn't I? I followed her to the street yesterday, but lost her. I'll come every day if need be, until I catch her again. That trollop better promise to let him alone, or I'll give her what for.
Baxter.
He's all mine, I tell you. All the girls want a bit of Baxter, but they can't have him. You ask him yourself, he lives just that way.
Baxter House. Isn't that the guy in pajamas? Mental one? What the F? Clues found 7, nice, wow, okay, a lot to analyze. Scattered papers, you are nothing but a burden to me, a pathetic, sniveling burden. If only I could be rid of you. If only I could be rid of you. Written by a left-handed man. Huh. Wow, so many notes. I always get what I want, it is my due. Written by a left-handed man. I can't extinguish your life, so I shall extinguish hers. Written by a left-handed man with a spot of blood on the note. Huh. She plans to break her engagement because of you. I won't have it. I shall marry her myself. At least that way she will remain as respectable, written by a right-handed man. She means nothing to you. You are a monster of my own making, written by a right-handed man. Okay, is it possible that Doctor actually used that Baxter? Paper packets. Many empty paper packets. They have a residue of powder on
Well
them.
now, I didn't ask about this.
No, you did not, but whom? A knife. More, 3 knives. Collection of kitchen knives identical to the found on the crime scene. One is missing. Okay, is the white on the map actually the one that we have to ask about, the missing thing? Would be cool. And always no. Oh, maybe. Are they visible? No, they're not. Ah, okay, so here's 2 personas.
No offense.
That medicine was developed by Dr. Alton specifically for one of our patients, Mr. Shelby. But he's been using it for another patient as well.
Doesn't tell me much. Let's go to ask Mr. Shelby then. Oh, that's a Gilbert's house, so let's ask. Gilbert? Is Gilbert a Shelby or what?
Nice to see you again.
Dr. Alton.
Prudence has been so distant lately. I believe she has a misplaced affection for her doctor, the cat. I would make a much more appropriate husband, and the wedding is planned. I've never heard of such a man.
You have everything needed to solve the mystery. Nice. Nice that you think so, but I kinda not. A young woman with identifying papers, stabbed many times in a highly violent manner. Wounds in the neck and a left-handed attacker. Packet? Small paper packet containing powder medication stamped Dr. Trevor Alton with others. Okay, let's see who is who. Mr. Shelby, patient, Browns, claims not to know any of other patients. Claims that he was making remarkable progress. He felt like a new man, vigorous and outgoing. However, the doctor ended the prescription. So Shelby is in pajamas. Dr. Trevor Alton has a cut on his cheek. Claims he saw yesterday. Also claims that they did not have any meeting arranged today. Admits they sometimes meet in the park, but claims there was no such arrangement for this morning. Medicine states that Prudence was his patient, but was never given a prescription for the medicine found in the park. Declines to discuss the condition of any of his patients and indicates that the cut on his cheek was due to one of his patients. Does not elaborate. Claire Knight, nurse, states that Prudence was a patient to the doctor. Notes that Prudence increasingly began to make calls without any medical justification. Baxter claims the doctor sees Baxter only on house calls. States that she makes up the prescription and Baxter picks it up when she's away. Park meeting. expresses displeasure that Prudence would meet Dr. Alton in the park, claims that Prudence was engaged to someone else, seems to think a romance with the doctor may now be possible for herself. Alton's cat believes that cat on Dr. Alton's cheek came from an altercation with Baxter, although she did not witness this. States that the medicine found at the park was dispensed by Dr. Alton for Mr. Shelby, a patient. Notes that one of the patients is now taking the same medicine. Gilbert Higgins, Prudence's fiancé. Prudence seems to be unaware of Prudence's death. States that they are engaged to be married. Claims that he is waiting for her and is concerned that she is about to break the engagement. Suspect that Prudence is attracted to Dr. Alton. Claims to have never heard of Baxter. Elusive man. Yeah, well, okay, hand back. Contains an appointment. Trevor Park. Noon. Gilbert, his house. The address is indicated in the back of the agenda. So she wanted to meet Trevor, then Gilbert. So she wanted to break up with Trevor, then went to go to Gilbert, because why this thing, there was a note somewhere. Trevor and I are to meet in the park this morning. Is a proposal in the offering? If he does propose, please let it be so. I shall go directly to Gilbert and break out with him. But the doctor said there's no meeting. So if doctor claims there's no meeting, okay, doctor, I do hope that our professional regime does not preclude a closer rapport. Your most sincere, Miss Claire Knight. And doctor's note, dear Mr. Knight, I would ask you to please suspend Mr. Shelby's prescription. This note, as well as all medical entries in the office, appear to be written by a right-handed man. Baxter medical file. Baxter now appears to be totally reliant on the treatment. He consumes far more than he prescribed. I mean, everything seems like Baxter. He's left-handed. You are nothing but a burden to me, a pathetic, shriveling burden. If I could only I could be rid of you. And the other note, by the left one, I always get what I want. It is my due. I can't extinguish your life, so I shall extinguish hers. Oh, if she's in... But okay, so there was a blood. Yeah, but that's like too easy. I mean, like, it's too easy. You know, left-handed wounds. Only Baxter is left-handed. Because doctor notes is written by a right hand, so Baxter must be the left hand one. But there's like there's a spot of blood on the note. But the doctor had a cut on his cheek. I don't know. You can go and try Baxter. This is like, wow. This is too easy if it's Baxter. I mean, too easy. Still, maybe it's like meant to be this way. You're gonna, oh, let's go, let's put some clues, like make it's left-handed crime, then let's give one person with left-hand writings and let them think. Make them waste half an hour thinking. Are you the killer? It's like everything pointing that he got aggressive, he's out of his medication, he's left-handed. Another thing, oh, what if? Okay, I have some, he got rid of his clothes, yes, maybe. I have a, like, idea. I don't know why, but hypothetically, let's say, for some reason, Dr. Alton wants to get rid of the lady. The lady's name, Knight. Dear Mr. Knight, Miss Knight, I will ask you to please suspend Mr. Shelby's prescription. Why do he write like this? Since using this treatment, Mr. Shelby has overcome his paralyzing timidity with astonishing success. Miss Brown came to see me, oppressed by grave anxiety concerning her recent engagement. This was not a medical concern, but nevertheless I prescribed a mild sedative. However, she has since embarked on an irregular relationship with someone I shall not name. So, okay, so this is someone I shall not name. This situation is intolerable. Intolerable. So, what if Doctor wanted her to die because of this? The reason, but because he's sick bastard. So he stopped giving medicine to Baxter. He writes a letter to Dr. Miss Knight to meet her in the park, and he puts Baxter down and he gives her meditation of Baxter. That must be it, but let's, okay. So he's the killer. But he's not the mastermind here. He's out of his mind, so in my opinion, it's a doctor. Yeah, it's a doctor. I'm not sure if you follow me, but he's smart. He would like, stop the medication treatment for the guy, make him aggressive, make him go to the park, kill her. Because he got jealous. That what happened.
Oh God, it's true. I couldn't help myself. The powder unleashed a creature within me. He seduced the innocent Prudence and then killed her to prevent us from marrying. It's too horrible.
I knew something was amiss with the medical powder, but didn't understand until you found those papers. Well done.
Up to the click with you.
I need to change my nickname from Koniu to Sherlock Holmes. The case of the conflicted cartridge. Dr. Trevor Alton's experimental medication seemed to be so successful on one of his patients that he tried it himself and created a monster, going under the name of Baxter. This second drug-altered person lived a... What the hell? Oh, that's totally that's something different. So, Doctor and Baxter was... What? On one person, Dr. Trevor Alton's experimental medication seemed to be so successful on one of his patients that he tried it himself and created a monster, going under the name of Baxter. This second, drug-altered person lived a wild, scandalous life, seducing women as he went. Then, suspecting Prudence Brown, believing it to be Dr. Alton, fell in love with the passionate Baxter. Meanwhile, Baxter continued his seductions, which included the possessive Lulu, who later followed Prudence, planning to threaten her. Horrified by Baxter's actions, Dr. Alton resolved to marry Prudence in order to save her reputation. Baxter, however, would not have his freedom curtailed in any way and arranged to meet Miss Brown in the park, where he viciously murdered her. A crime for which Dr. Alton will pay the price. Henry Raymond. What the hell? It's like... My nose even got itchy. Ah. So, okay, so because in one apartment there was notes of two persons, like one left-handed and right-handed, that might be... There was nothing saying that Baxter is the same person as Doctor. Because the Baxter was actually on the bottom of this building. I think we got lucky. I think we got lucky here. Here was a guy standing and his name was Baxter. That's weird, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Here's another one.
Where you're going, you ninny?
F stalks the colonel. Determine which bullet struck and killed the former colonel. Bullet? Okay.
There you are. This could be interesting. There's no shortage of firearms in this neighborhood.
I suspect the solution will turn on geometry, timing, and human nature.
There may be a penny dreadful in it. Look into it, won't you?
Okay. Munition factory. Prescott's body. Louis Prescott, killed by a single bullet that entered his chest, passed directly through his heart and exited from his back. Killed by a single bullet and entered his chest, passed directly through his heart. Okay. Oh, that's actually the mission from cover of this DLC. Empty munition crates clearly mark Prescott munition number 408. Never that gives. Munition factory blood stain spread in a way that indicates the direction of the bullet. So yeah. I mean, from this building, huh? Inspect. Banner. The banner for the 11th Regiment of Foot, marked Gold Coast Ashanti campaign.
I should go back and ask about this.
Whom? Oh, whom? A single white
I wonder if
feather.
someone could tell me more about this.
Pigeon, most probably. Okay, the bullet. A hole made by a hexagonal bullet. This hole is bloody. Okay, nice. Trajectory of the... Nice. Shall we? Bullet trade. Okay, in a moment, we're gonna go there. Clock. There is a hexagonal shaped bullet lodged exactly below the numeral 12. The clock is still running.
I should return and find out about this.
Okay, so, but wait, wait a second. Blood projections. This, So there were two shooters. But there's blood from this. Meaning the blood is on the bench and there's no blood on the clock, so... Yeah, the blood looks like... Okay, I'm thinking that the killer is already there and here's like... the guy who couldn't shoot him first. Jonas has it from a veteran. Ask about clock.
Bullet hole in the clock. That's a new one. It could have already been there when I arrived at noon. Or maybe it was the second shot I heard.
Okay, two shots.
I
Shooting.
was on my way here. Heard two shots I did, right at the stroke of noon.
Right at the stroke of noon.
He was
Prescott.
a good man. Very honorable. I'm proud to have served under Colonel Prescott in the 11th Foot Gold Coast, Africa. Prescott put that up in memory of the time he led a sortie across the Pra River to outflank Ashanti warriors. Things turned out badly that day. Horrific. We lost several of our comrades. Prescott wanted us to remember them.
They are very expressive, look those. Prescott, remember them. I'm here, two shots. So at 12. Doesn't matter. Frederick Aberline. Oh, I'm doing for you some other missions. It's most probably not you shooting.
From what I can gather, Prescott was shot almost exactly at 12 o'clock noon.
Clock.
Apparently they put the clock there while doing some repairs. It still runs, I notice. The young lads across the street were fooling with a pistol they'd found. A bullet must have gone astray through the wooden fence. Hit Mr. Prescott smack in the chest. Bloody unlucky for all concerned. When Colonel Prescott retired from the army, he used his connections and started this munitions factory. He wanted the men that served with him to have work when they left the army.
Was it accident? I don't think so. And like they're saying that it was the hour doesn't match. That's one more thing. Clock.
Apparently they put the clock there while doing some repairs. It still runs, I notice. The young lads across the street were fooling with a pistol they'd found. A bullet must have gone astray through the wooden fence. Hit Mr. Prescott smack in the chest. Bloody unlucky for all concerned. When Colonel Prescott retired from the army...
No, I'm just searching because someone said that he died at 12. Clock banner. Claims he was on his way when he heard two shots. Surprised by the bullet hole in the clock. Claims it might be recent. Nothing. Upper line. Has discovered that Prescott was killed at noon precisely. So, I mean, we see the projections, but anyway, if we would be killed at noon, then the arrow would be shooted through, and that might conclude that this clock wouldn't work. But it works, and there's no bullet hole here on those arrows, so yeah, the one that killed him is actually through the fence. Okay. So we can see it. Now there's a proof. Beer. A large puddle of beer, other puddles continue along the street.